etc., and governance in general. Dr. Kwame Asante is a political science lecturer at the University of Ghana. Doc, good evening. Welcome to Eyewitness News. Did the president speak well?
Good evening, my brother. I think the president's speech is unfortunate, to say the least, because once you are elected as a president, you are father of all, and you owe it a duty to support the development agenda of this country. If you read the Constitution, it is clearly stated that every aspect, every portion of this country should have its fair share of the development. On that basis, the president has no choice whether people vote for his party or not, or his candidate or not. He must develop that place. So it's unfortunate for us to hear that the president, from his own speech, that he did not pay attention to development of the place, simply because his candidate was kicked out of office. We want to make it emphatically clear that people will continue to vote the way they want to vote. And this, I am fortified by the work of Dan, who says that there's a rational choice behind every election. People vote based on the thing they can derive from that exercise. It's not in their interest. It can be in the interest of whoever won their vote or can be against it. The one who exercises vote has a right to do whatever he wants to do. So I urge the president that he should stay away from such comments, because it doesn't send a good picture to his party. Once people get to know that this is a party, that is what they do. They vote. Once you vote against their candidate, you won't get development. If that message gets, transmitted to the ordinary man, the results for the election can be very, very devastating for the NPP in that area.
But is that not what politicians do or tell the people, that if you want development, vote for me as president and vote for this person as the MP?
Whoever says that statement can never be right, because we don't please the person who is looking for power. People assess their economic conditions, their political conditions, and other conditions, and out of that, they base their vote on whoever is capable of delivering the goods for them. And so, on that note, one should not deceive himself into believing that once you have a candidate in office and that he can be a minister or can be whatever, the people will vote along. No, people will vote the way they want to vote, and nobody can intimidate, harass, or do anything to affect their voting. If you really want their vote, do their bidding, develop their areas, support them, and out of which they will decide to make a decision either in your favor or against your favor. But the real Democrats are those who believe that whatever the decision of the people is a decision that ought to be respected. Once you travel on that path, then you are in the realm of democracy. Because democracy, people have a choice, and you make it. It doesn't matter the circumstance, and you have to take it in your stride. All right, they cannot please you all the time. They can criticize you, however sharp that it can be. You need to be able to develop that thick skin to be able to accept. So this one, with respect, I disagree with Mr. President vehemently.
I see. It does appear that this is the president's conviction, and this is how he runs his presidency. Recently, in Mefe, at the peak of the Akosombo Dam spillage and all the catastrophe that the people in the area were facing, the president went there and in ending his speech, he made a similar comment that they did not vote for him, but he had come. People thought that it was really in bad taste for him to have said so to a group of suffering people who didn't know what to expect next. But people came out to defend it and try to put different interpretation on it, etc. But it does appear that this really is the president's mindset. He's the boss. What can we be doing about such a mindset, indeed, if this is what he believes in as the president?
I cannot conclude based on two examples that this is how he runs the affairs of the state. That would be far-fetched. But what I can also agree on is that it is becoming consistent. And if you listen to the president from these two examples, I don't think all of us will share in that view. So I believe that going forward, the president, the party, will shy away from such comments. Once they go on that route, it becomes the material for the election campaign, and voters will react to it the way they want to react to it. The effect will not be good for the party. I, as student of politics, want to caution them to stay away from that, and that they should remember that at all times, the people who democracy belongs to will vote the way they want to vote. It doesn't matter whoever is the recipient of that information, they will vote. And that is what democracy.
I see. So what should we be doing? Should we be asking him to withdraw, retract, and apologize for saying it? You know, what should we be doing as a people, especially the people from the area?
I'm sorry. If that's the thinking of the president, I've said already, and I'll repeat, it's unfortunate. What the president wants to do afterwards is in his own right. I'm not the one to advise him to do one thing or another. He's much experienced to know what is appropriate and what is not. And he has a whole lot of what people who advise and support him. So I'll leave it at that level. But I'm bringing out the implications of such comments. If it's not checked, if it's not controlled, it can have a boomerang effect on the political fortunes of the NPP.
The president concludes his two-term presidency sometime on January 7, but he has a party that wants to break the 8th. And indeed, the president himself has undertaken to help do everything within his power, legitimately, of course, to ensure that his party breaks the 8th. What should his party be doing about such comments?
They should, talk to the president. If he continues like this, opposition will hop on it and make mountains out of that statement. And remember, the electoral system will have is a simple majority vote system, first past the post system to be precise. So one vote is very crucial to move you from a candidate to become what? An MP or a president. So going forward, I think the party can advise the president on some of these comments because it doesn't bode well for the party that want to maintain power for the third time. Once people get to know or an impression is created that as for the president and his party, if you don't vote for them and they get power, they will punish you in terms of development. Then it's over.
I see.
Then people will begin to work, especially those constituencies will begin to work, vote based on their own conviction. And the consequence can be dire for the party in that particular constituency.
I see. Will you be surprised if the party's communicators, even government communicators, begin to explain away what the president meant or begin to justify what the president meant?
Oh, that is not news if they should come out and justify or whitewash the issue. But all of us can read in between the lines and we understand meanings of statements of this nature. So nobody can convince anybody. I will urge those communicators to, be careful on that path because the more you do, the more you expose yourself and it creates credibility crisis or problems for you.
I see. Thanks so much. Dr. Kwame Esa Asante, political science lecturer at the University of